G'day guys, Miss Evans here. I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to go poo in the bush. It's going to be fun. Okay, so there's a couple options when we do this. Most people look at me really funny when I suggest that you take it with you. No one wants to be shoving poo in their pocket or excrement or feces or shite, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so when it comes to our defecation, our dung, our excrement, there is an option that we bury it, but if we think about our leave no trace principles, and first one being, well, the third one of them being to dispose of our waste properly, burying our dung in snowy regions perhaps isn't such a good idea. You can imagine when all that snow would melt that it would just leave a pile of poop and toilet paper for all other visitors to enjoy, which takes me to our leave no trace principle number 7, which is consider other visitors to the area. So what do we do if we can't bury it? And plus, if there's water sources around, we don't want to contaminate our water sources and, you know, let people drink that water and then end up getting giardia, because that's really horrible. It's an intestinal parasite that ends up sticking with you for a very long time and causing all sorts of problems. So what do? We bring along one of these. This is a poo tube. Yes, it will carry poo. It will carry 4 people's worth of poo over a few days. If you are joining an outdoor class, you may have to share a poo tube with a couple of your friends, and one of you may have to carry it. There is a technique to using the poo tube, and I'm not joking with you. I'm going to show you how to use it. Okay, first I want to look around and find somewhere relatively private so I don't annoy other people. I don't want to go into the bush too much and destroy some of our lovely vegetation. So, that looks like a perfect spot. Look, there's even a tree there that I can hold on to. Gypsy's going right over to it now. Alright, I'm now at my spot. I have my piece of trusty baking paper, which will be in your kit. I'll explain that later. I'm going to put it down on the ground, set down some things, stop it blowing away in case it's a windy day. Today's not so bad. And I'm going to set out to do my business. Excuse me. Alright, now once you've done that, you want to, I'm not going to show you this bit until I've done it. You want to grab the corners of your baking paper and you've got a little package like this. Okay, now we have our poop. We are going to put it in a Ziploc bag with a little bit of baking powder in it. You don't have to use baking powder, but it serves 2 purposes. 1, it takes away the smell, and 2, if things start to get a little bit juicy, it does soak up the mess. Okay, so we zip up the Ziploc bag, take out as much air as possible. This will keep room in the poop tube. Now, our poop tube, we have a plastic bin bag shoved in it. We put our poop in the bin bag and push it in as far as possible. Then we twist that bin bag and pop it in. Okay, if this is done properly, there will be no mess on the poop tube. Then we get our other stuff, our hand wipes, our other spare Ziploc bags, and we pop them in the top, ready to use. Let's grab those. Okay, sorry, got my bin, my wipes. I will reuse the wipe Ziploc bag. I will not use the poo Ziploc bag. And I have an extra couple of bags here with baking paper already in them, ready to go, and I'll pop them in on top. Okay, so this is just a piece of pipe, screw on lid, poop tube, sealed, ready to go. Now, if you are the unlucky person that has to carry this as part of your group, then I recommend keeping it on the outside of your pack, because if by chance something does happen to leak, you don't want it to go on your stuff. I'll give you a show of where I keep mine. Right, this is my pack. It is quite large. It's a 95 litre, but and it has a lot of extra straps on it. I'm pretty lucky. Probably too many extra straps. You can see down the front I've had to tie them up because they just get in the way and flop around. Okay, I like to keep my poop tube on the side of my pack, ready to go in case of sudden emergency. There she has it. Isn't that right, Red? Oh, you found yourself a ball. Excellent. Hey, Gypsy. Okay, so what do we need for our poop tube? We need an actual tube. We need a garbage bag to go inside. So I like to have a different colour garbage bag so I know where the poop is. We want to have a few of these. Now, I'm using Ziploc bags, which I absolutely hate. I do have these in my drawers because when I use them for my snacks on hikes, I do wash them and I do reuse them. But for the purpose of this video, I am going to use some. I apologise. I'd prefer to use those biodegradable bags. You can actually get them from a few supermarkets these days. They're pretty common. So, in the top of our poop tube, so in our poop tube we've got our garbage bag. That's what our poop goes into. In the top we have another plastic bag. This can be a biodegradable one too. And in this bag we have a whole heap of these kits. Each of these kits is for a poo, okay? It's got some laundry detergent in there, and it has a piece of baking paper, which you are going to poop on. And also in there you can put a biodegradable wipe or two. Sensitive, of course. Okay. So you make up a few of these. A good ratio is 1 per day plus 2. Okay, so you're putting those bags in there. I'm going to go for a two-day hike. Another one. Okay, I'm going to smash that up, pop that into my poop tube. Now, pop the lid on and I'll tie that to the edge of my pack. Now this should, if you do everything correctly, this poop tube should stay clean. You also need to have with you, which is a good idea to carry around in that bag in the top, some hand sanitizer, okay? Before and after, and you're laughing. All right, that's it guys. Happy trails. And the best thing about poop tubes, can also serve as a tasty snack for later. Mmm.